Hey guys, welcome back to Fortune Finds. I'm sitting down with my first ever Model's Own product. I saw a campaign going on Instagram where everyone was trying this Blaze Turn It Up palette. Went to Ulta and I stopped by the Model's Own section and I was like, let me just see if they have the palette because it seems to be sold out like everywhere. And they had one left. Now, what I love most about this palette is the packaging. I love that it's simple, it's clean, it's sleek, it's just white, and then says Model's Own in their logo in black. And then you open it, it has a very large mirror, which is always a plus, and then some sunset shades, hence it looks like fire, flames, blaze. I have been playing around with this palette. I have some tricks and tactics to really get the most pigmentation out of your eyeshadow, and I really feel like I've gotten a grasp on the best way to use this palette. This isn't a first impressions. I found in my own first impressions videos, while they are fun, you don't really know a product until you use it for a few times. So here I am. I would like to say I'm a somewhat semi-expert on this palette, so I hope I can teach you guys the best way to use it. Again, I bought this at Ulta. It retails for $14.99. It does have a lot of mixed reviews online, which I did not read the reviews before trying out the palette, but I do agree with a lot of them. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys a fun sunset inspired look, which has been really in the summer for everyone across the beauty industry. So I'll show you my sunset look and my take on this palette. And while we are walking through the look, I will, share obviously the pros and cons of the palette, what I'm finding today, what I found in the past, so on and so forth. Also, if I sound a little like nasally or, congested, I have really bad allergies, so we'll just blame it on the allergies. So without further ado, let's stop babbling and let's get on to the makeup tutorial. So for today's look, if you're sitting down with me and you want to go ahead and, join me, I'm going to be grabbing a few blending brushes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna say 4 blending brushes that I'm definitely gonna use, and 1 flat shadow brush. So a lot of blending brushes. You can do this whole look with just one. Just make sure that you're wiping off the excess product in between each shade. So yeah, so let's get onto it. I already have my face on. I will link all of the products that I used for the base of my face and my eyebrows and so on and so forth below. So that'll all be there if you're interested in this foundation or blush or highlighter, whatever it is I'm wearing. I'll link it down below. I'm going to prime my eyes using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eyeshadow Primer. Index finger, rubbing it between my 2 fingers and stamping it on. Now, you definitely want to use an eyeshadow primer for this shadow palette. I find that concealer doesn't grab onto the shadows as well, and some of the shadows are very, very chalky. But I will say, like, full disclosure, I think this palette is worth it for $15. The shimmer shades are really, really pretty. And there's just something about this palette that feels really unique and special. So although chalky, we can work with it. And the palette does have flaws. Everyone in this world has flaws, and we will walk through them today. Taking my Morphe M575 blending brush, I'm going to dip it into this shade right here, which is called Scorched. Be sure to tap off the excess. Like I said, this palette is a little bit chalky and it kind of falls out. There's a little bit of fallout. What's really great about this color is that in the pan, it looks very matte, but there's almost like a little bit of sparkle in there. It's a very, very pretty color. Just ignore my neighbors if you hear them, they're very loud. But soon I won't live here and I won't live in an apartment building. I'll be living with my boyfriend Mike, and then I don't have to worry about people being loud and obnoxious all the time. Hello?
Did you call me?
No.
Oh, you didn't call my house just now?
No.
Oh, alright.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So you can see that it's just a light wash of shade along our eyes. I'm gonna be taking this orange shade right here, Glamour Dolls blending brush, I'll link it below, and I'm just gonna dip that in. I have a little bit of hooded eyes, so what that means is when I open my eyes all the way, which, sorry, this looks really creepy, I really lose my crease. Like, I lose a lot of eye space. So if you have hooded eyes, you can go ahead and follow me, and what I'm about to do, I'm gonna take that orange shade, tapping off the excess, and I'm just gonna put that a little bit higher than the shade we just put in. So a little bit higher than the crease. And I'm bringing it into like where my eyebrow first starts in the front. I'm gonna go back with my first blending brush and I'm gonna go back into the shade Scorched, and I'm just gonna throw a little bit more underneath so we don't lose that color. A tighter blending brush, this is a Japanese brush, and I'm going to dip it into Siren, which is this brown shade right here. Just gonna keep that to the outer third of the eye. So I'm gonna take this and I'm literally going to like jab my eye, like almost like a stabbing, jabbing motion. Very aggressive. And what I like to do is, if you're not sure what the outer third of your eye is, I will look straight ahead, and right where the pupil starts, that's where I will stop stamping. So that is your outer third. Blend that in a little bit in the crease. Don't dip it. I've only dipped it into the shade once because we're gonna build upon this outer edge. Taking the dark red shade called Heat and doing the same thing, I'm literally going to take the same blending brush and just pop that over top of what we just did. Now this is just gonna make the look a little bit redder, a little bit more of like a burgundy outer corner. Now if you don't want to do burgundy and you just want to keep the brown, skip this step and just use the Siren shade. But again, I want to make this a little bit more of like a blaze. I want it to look like a smoky, blended out, warm fire by the time we're done, because of, you know, it's called Blaze. I feel like we got to do the palette justice. Now for the remainder of the lid, I'm going to be taking my favorite shade from this entire palette called Ember. So just putting it on the back of my finger, and I'm just going to stamp that over the rest of the lid. Just the lid, and you can push it a little bit into the crease. And that's really going to give this that fiery effect that we're going for. This is my favorite color. The shimmer shades in this palette are amazing. They're super creamy, they're super pigmented. There is only 3 of them, but they're really, really nice. I'm going to go back in with my blending brush. I'm gonna grab Scorched, which is the first color we used. I'm just gonna go in the crease. Now going in with my Glamour Dolls, I'm gonna go back into the orange and I'm gonna put that up top. So this is just ensuring that it's blended and we're not losing any of the colors along the way. Okay, now looking at this, I really wanna make the outer corner a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go back in with my, is that what I dropped? Yeah. My blending brush, and I'm just gonna dabble between Heat, and I think I'm gonna grab some tar this time. So I'm gonna dip into Heat, dip into tar, tapping off the excess, stamping that outer third of the eye again. I'm gonna go back in with the Glamour Dolls blending brush, the one that we used for the orange. I'm going to tap into Ray, which is this orange shade, get it like a ray of sunshine. And what I'm gonna do is a little weird and a little interesting. If you don't trust me, you can skip this part, but I'm gonna take this shade and I'm just gonna put it in the right in the beginning of my brow. So see the not the tail, because this is the tail, the front of the brow, I'm just keeping it right in the front of the brow and just pushing that in. And then just blending it out. I don't know why, but I liked this for some reason. I've done this a few days in a row and I thought it looked a little interesting. It kind of just like brings it all in. So now we obviously need a little bit of a highlight here. So the highlight shade I'm going to be using is Suede, which is the shimmer shade up top. Just using my finger, and I'm just gonna stamp that right underneath where we put the yellow. So like right there. See what I did? Just so we had that space between where we put the yellow and the orange, and we had the space in the inner corner. So just to fill that space, I'm just gonna throw that in the inner corner using my finger. I'm kind of into that. It's like a darker shimmer, kind of interesting. I don't know, maybe we should have went with the lighter one, but whatever. Okay, now I'm taking a flat shadow brush. I'm going to grab the lighter shimmer shade called Glow. Throw this under the brow bone just for a little pop. And then we can throw this over the inner corner as well, just to make it pop a little bit more. Brighten that up. Last but not least, I'm gonna go back in with the Glamour Dolls. I'm going to grab the orange and I'm gonna grab Scorched. A mix of those two. And I find personally, because I have hooded eyes, when I put highlighter on, it kind of bleeds into the raised crease line that I made. So I just wanna bring the crease line back. Again, it's all about blending, and just go right here. And I think that looks really pretty. I just want a little bit of color underneath the eye. I feel like there's so much going on up top that we need a little bit underneath. Grabbing that tighter Japanese brush, I'm going to dip into, what do I want to dip into? I'm going to dip into the orange color Blaze, put it under the eye. Don't bring it in all the way. I would bring it to where the pupil ends, towards the inner part of the eye. Now I'm going to go into the red shade Flare. I'm just going to take a little bit of this one because we haven't used it. And I'm gonna pop that over top of the orange that we just put on underneath the eye. A fluffier blending brush, one that's a little bit bigger, and I'm just gonna blend out the under eye altogether. All right, guys. And there we have the finished shadow look. We are done with the shadow. I'm gonna jump off camera. I'm gonna throw this eye on. I'm gonna curl my lashes, throw some mascara on, and then we'll throw on a lippy and talk about what we did and call it a day. So, oh God, my clothes are falling off me here. So yeah, I'll be right back and then we can reconvene. All right, guys, and this is the finished makeup look. So to complete the look, I curled my lashes using my trusty Tweezerman lashes. These are specifically for people with almond-shaped eyes. They also sell lash curlers for round shaped eyes, so I highly recommend these. And then for the lips today, I wanted to keep it, you know, more affordable because we used an affordable eyeshadow palette. So just keeping with the trend here, I lined my lips using the NYX lip liner in the shade Natural. This is one of my favorite lip liners of all time. I feel like it's really versatile and it goes with pretty much like all of my nude shades. And then lipstick today, I am wearing the Maybelline Blushing Beige lipstick, and it's in the number 915. It's a super pretty nude color. It's really, really light. So I feel like you definitely need to be fair to wear this lipstick, because I think if you're darker, it looks a little crazy. Like it looks too like chalky and almost like a white beige. I keep one in my purse at all times. This is one of my favorite nude lipsticks for my complexion. So if you have a similar complexion, pale complexion to me, this would be a really good nude for you. And again, it's drugstore, it's super cheap. And I kind of want to try this. This is from Butter London. This is the Glazin Lip Glaze in the shade Gold Dust. I've never used this, so I don't know, I feel like it's glittery. It kind of is gold, so it kind of ties into the eye look. So we're gonna experiment. I think I'm just gonna throw this in the middle of the lips just to give it that pop and make them look a little bit plumper. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I'll bring you guys in a little bit. That is gorgeous. I've had this for a few months now and I've never tried it just because I feel like my lip stuff gets lost. I feel like that's so pretty though. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think I ruined the lips or do you think I made them better? Because personally, I think it looks a lot better. While we are up close and personal, I'm gonna let you guys look at the eye look one last time. I love how it came out. I really think this is one of those palettes where you can really work with it. As long as you put the time in to blend, I feel like this is a really great palette and it's well worth the money. All right, guys, so in conclusion, I really like how this look came out. I feel like it's orange, it's red, It's like a fire, it's blazy, it's super fitting for this palette. I think that for $15, this is a really awesome palette. I think that honestly, the shimmer shades are awesome. They have a sort of like dense and like moist feeling. There was some fallout on the palette, so if that is an issue for you, then that might be something that you should consider. Maybe you won't purchase it because of that, but for me, there is absolutely no fallout on my face, which I did the base of my face before doing my eyeshadow, so thank God, because if there was fallout, I would have been a little upset. But so for me, that's not a game changer. If it is for you, then maybe this palette isn't for you. The matte colors are awful. I'm just gonna throw that out there. The yellow shade is super chalky. The orange shade is not that bad, and the red shade is really in the middle. They do look pretty pigmented, but once they go on the skin, they are not super pigmented. You really need to pack them on. I mean, they are buildable. This is one of those palettes where you just need to take the time to really blend and build upon your pigmentation. So if you're one of those girls that can do that, you know, you're gonna need to do that. For the matte shadows, the shimmer ones, not so much. You saw we applied a few shimmer shadows. I have to say, I am seriously loving these two shades, Suede and Glow. They are so stunning, and we applied them with our fingers, so they're not high maintenance. They go on very easily, and they give a super nice pop of color, especially in that inner corner. So overall, this is a really awesome palette. It is very trendy. I mean, you see beauty influencers everywhere doing this sunset look, and if you want to hop on the trend, why not spend $15 on a palette? I mean, you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you get 10 shades for $14.99. That's not bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Leave me some love in the comments. Let me know if you like this look. Let me know if you're gonna go out and purchase the palette. Let me know if you have the palette. Let me know what you guys think. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to become a part of my little Fortune Finds family. And also be sure to click the little bell. This way you are notified every time I upload a video here on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Mwah.